in
there?
my purse.
Okay, share it. We are officially live, you guys. Give us a second. We gotta share these links real quick
Yes.
so that our followers can know that we are live.
Usually it gives me a notification in my phone. There it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. I
It's a
just saw it too.
little
It
sleeve.
just popped up. Give us a second, you guys. Hold on. Yep, there it is.
Oh.
Angel, you too far. Can you scoot? Maybe I should I scoot? Should I have Angel scoot a little bit?
Right opposed.
A little bit more. Okay, hang on, you guys, just a second. We got this non-copyright music going,
Hey.
so it's copyright free. Why I gotta be the tallest one in the goddamn picture? Jesus, y'all need to sit on some goddamn phone books or
That does
something.
not
Do they
change.
even make phone books anymore?
You want me to stand up? I'll stand
So
up.
they
I'll be
still-
your
really?
height.
Boy, a girl, boy.
I'm a little boyish.
Me too. I have officially shared it. I am good to go. Ready when y'all
A
are.
little bit.
Dang, I'm like,
I won't
I'm all
say manage
big.
because I know how to follow a man, but
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, y'all? I'm Honey Dip.
In the house, I'm Gracie Phoenix.
And
go
Miss
ahead. I'll say
Candace
I'm
over there. I'm gonna say, and Miss Candace over there.
Yes, sir. And we are Wide Awake Live.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Where we talk love, sex, and everything in between. And we are here in live from the DIA studios, of course, and on the QV Media Network. So share the page, share with everybody, tell everyone to like it, you know.
Yes, sir.
So, and we're also available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, so you know where to find us. We're everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Becoming international.
International. Mike Jones tuning in. Thanks, love. Appreciate
Yes.
the love. Stay tuned. We got a good show coming, so don't go nowhere.
We do.
And share it with your people too.
Share.
Go ahead.
All right, so we want to welcome Brandon Comedy to the show, and then you are stand-up comedian at the Denver Improv.
Not at the Denver Improv, but all over.
All over.
Yeah,
You
all
said on
over.
international too.
videos too.
Yeah.
Everywhere I've seen you got skits and stuff too.
Yeah. Skits, trying to get the skits popping. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
And then do you host the show or?
I haven't really
Have
really
you?
got in. No, I haven't. I haven't really got into hosting. I'm actually getting ready to start doing some more hosting and trying to be versatile. But yeah, just mainly just sets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. And you've worked alongside with big comedians, so you're getting out there, getting going
trying to
on.
get some exposure.
Yeah.
Trying to move around.
I know. That's right. I seen you with Cedric the Entertainer. That's humongous.
Yeah, that's
And
what
dope.
Big Mike
Definitely
Epps
dope.
and what's the other brother? A lot of big celebrity comedians. I can't think of names 'cause I'm not into the comedian world.
Yeah.
Like I'm more into the music world. So like comedians, I can't quite remember all of their names, but I've seen you with a lot of them, like a lot of big ones.
I'm just like I said. I'm 3 years in. I've been doing this since 2016. So I'm just trying to, put my brand out there and keep this thing going. Trying to get on for Denver. You know what I mean? So
Have you always wanted to be a comedian? Have you always been funny?
my whole life, my whole entire life. So like, you know what I'm saying? I've been cutting hair since '99. A lot of my jokes, a lot of my comedy started in the barbershop. So the barbershop is a comedy hub. You know what I mean? A lot of comedy goes on in the barbershop. So yeah.
I can imagine.
Right.
I can
Right.
completely imagine. What's
It's
up,
like our hair
Jackson?
salon where we go
Right.
and just vent and stuff, you know.
Shoot, I don't go to no hair salon. I ain't got time for that shit, man. I don't have time to be waiting around for nothing bullshit. I ain't got time. You know what? I no disrespect to the barbers shops and hair salons, but I have a mobile barber come to my crib to cut the boys' hair because I got 4 of them. I'm not sitting in no barber shop
You
with
don't
4.
want to go to the barbershop?
Not to wait for all 4 of my kids to get cut. Hell no. I will call.
But that's why you get a barber.
That's why I call a mobile barber. It's a regular.
Does he charge you more for that? Though?
No, it's not more than it's not more.
Same price.
Same price. Yep, and I tip him well. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he comes to the crib. That's just what he
It's a new
does.
enterprise.
But no disrespect. I mean, like barbershops are cool, but at the same time, I have 4 boys. So can you imagine like having to wait for all 4 of them to get cut? Even if there is
Come back. What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm pretty fast, so I don't
Well,
know. I don't know.
I'm
That shouldn't
just-
take that long.
It shouldn't, but you know, hey, I'm just saying. I'm impatient. I'm like, I'd rather just.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and no, there's a lot of women that there's women that just don't like being in the barbershop. I see that all the time.
It's so many
So
men.
manly.
There's a
hit
lot
on
of men,
and-
clients that's trying to hit on you. Some of the
Yeah.
barbers trying to hit on you. So I mean, I get it.
And I'm
Shit,
used to going to the beauty shop, so I leave my daughter there for hours.
And then come back.
Call me when you done.
Like, can you go get some? Like, they like,
Go grocery
Right?
shopping.
Oh my
come
goodness.
back.
Yes.
Well, one of the
hungry.
things, I
Girl,
guess
you got
one
all
of the-
boys. You don't know. I forgot. You got all boys.
Oh, boy, I don't have the
Yes.
girls. So I guess one of the things that turned me off is
Girl.
because I had a barber shop right next to my son's, my youngest son's daycare, like in the same like complex or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had went there to get their haircut, whatever. And then I brought all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And then one day I was dropping off the baby, the kid, the youngest at the daycare, and I'm walking to my car and I see one of the other barbers, and he's like, "Hey, I know you. You the one that got 7 kids." I'm like, ooh.
they're like, hold on.
I was like,
He
well,
gave
if
you
that-
3 extras,
You almost
huh?
gave me
I was
three.
like, well, shit, if I got 7 kids, I look goddamn good. So
Right,
kiss my
thank
ass. So I was so offended. I was like, from that moment on, I was just like, I just can't take, I don't like that type of shit. I just don't. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, we want to give shout outs. We got a couple people
We
watching.
got
Yes.
some people watching. Who you got on
Who
yours?
you got on
Mine's
yours? You got
different.
more than I do. Wow.
We
Damn.
got Tasha, we got Brian Harris, we got Jackson,
Nice.
Otho, what's up? We got Chris Smith, we got Phyllis. Nice, thank you guys
Yes.
for tuning in.
Thank you, got
Who you got? Ooh, my best friend, Kawana. I ride solo, Austin.
I love so. Why you say it?
That's Kawana. I ride solo, Austin.
I ride
That's my
solo.
best friend.
Oh, solo.
She's watching. Hey, boo.
Thank you guys. Oh, snap.
Thank you. She watches every week. That's like
Yes, I
she
know.
has to stay tuned.
I know
She
that's
watches every
right. Thank you
episode.
so much for being like supportive and
Yes,
stuff.
thank
know.
you. Thank you, everybody that watches. Like,
You guys
it's
awesome.
a lot of support.
Jackson's in the house. That's my dog. He had my back a couple weeks ago when I couldn't drive home. I was like, yo, I can't drive. I'm downtown. Can I come over? He was like, I'm up. We got a party going on. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So shout out to
Dope.
Jackson. He had my back
Nice.
straight up. So word up. But my best friend. So yeah, I think you're funny as hell. Like I saw a lot of your posts on Facebook and stuff, and all your stuff seems to be. It's funny. It's hilarious. It makes me. It keeps me positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny. It's real, but it's still like a positive kind of outlook. So it's not like all
Gotta keep the dialogue going.
Yeah.
You gotta keep content. Content is everything.
exactly consistent.
Yeah.
But I saw one. You posted something yesterday, and we were talking about this before we even went live. First of all, I like the fact that you say chicks instead of bitches or hoes.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm conscious of that. I'm really conscious of.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Because some stuff be funny, but when they say bitch or hoe, it just takes away the funniness of it. Because I mean, like I get that maybe some guys don't really, realize that it's offensive, or
Yeah.
don't even maybe they're not being offensive on purpose. And then you have those that are just like don't really give a shit at all.
Yeah.
So for you to say chicks instead of bitches,
I think that, like I said, I'm conscious of that. Like the platform that I'm on, I don't think that people would really take that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Hart's platform, he says bitch a lot, but he's at that platform
where he can use it.
He can use it, and everyone takes it as they're just a joke.
Right.
Like I'm still there where I'm building, where people have to call me sometimes and be like, Brandon, that post you put, were you serious? I'm like, I'm still playing. It's, it's just jokes. So I'm still building. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. So
Right.
I'm conscious of that.
Well, we appreciate that as females, especially black women. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's softer. It makes the joke softer, and it doesn't like sting.
Yeah,
It makes us
yeah.
laugh instead of get offended. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right,
okay,
right.
well, damn, that was kind of funny, shit. So, but you posted this one yesterday. I think you said you want a chick with C-section scars and tattoos. They loyal as fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? And one thing I was gonna ask you, I was like, well, what about stretch marks? You know what I'm saying?
That goes with it.
I was gonna say that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? That's stretch mark. That's stretch mark. Them saggy boobies and shit from nursing. I'm just saying. They be like, blah, 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 blah.
Those matter.
I'm non-existent boobs, you know what I'm saying?
They
And one-
matter.
The ones that look like they deflated ass balloons.
Right.
Should have go and let it go.
Yeah.
Shit, that's what they look like.
Little
So what about
Or
stretch
use
marks?
condom. I mean, that's what they look like.
Oh, hey.
I'm the real shit, y'all. A roadmap, nigga.
Little TNA matters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I like that was kind of funny. So
Yeah, nah,
That's-
just I'll be clowning. That's it.
That was funny.
Yeah,
That was
I'm-
funny.
I followed him for a while, so I thought it was funny as hell. Like,
Yeah, I'll be clowning. Like that was just something random I thought of, and you know.
That was
like,
funny. My cousin should got on. Go ahead. What you
you
say?
know, I was gonna say, it makes us feel good.
Yeah.
You know, because we're insecure about our bodies.
Thank
So
you.
when we see a post like that, we feel like, you goddamn right you do.
We loyal as fuck. But in
You
my
know, we are loyal as hell.
Yeah.
And you know what? I come to find a lot of women are insecure about their bodies. You know, for whatever reason. And y'all put a lot of time in it when y'all dress. You know what I mean? So I'm one of those dudes that pay attention to that type of stuff. So.
Yes. And that's, you know, that we appreciate that as a brother, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, that gives us more confidence. I mean, I had a boyfriend at one time that, you know, just really didn't care about all of that. He didn't have any kids or whatever, you know, but he still didn't care about, you know, my imperfections from having children. Realized that was war scars from being a mother. So, you know, it just made me feel more comfortable with myself. So,
Yeah, that's dope. That's real dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to hear that every now and then.
Yeah, you know.
From men, who, even our men, our boyfriends, husbands, and just in general, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just think that. I think all that stuff is shallow. You know, to me, it
At
is.
the end of the day, that's like
You know what I mean?
20%.
It is shallow,
It's
but
shallow.
we still women, and
No, I'm talking about as far as someone if that's a factor and you talking or even being with somebody, all that stuff is shallow to me.
because who was we with
but
the other
it's
day
a
when
big
somebody
factor,
it was a dude, who the hell was it? Who was like, she had her baby. When she had our baby, like after she had the baby, I just completely lost interest in her, and I
It
just wasn't
happened,
interested anymore. And maybe it was temporary or whatever, but that can happen for a man, and that's fair to an extent.
I mean, it kind of boils down to
To an
preference
extent,
on
to an
what
extent.
what you like. You know what I mean? But
Right.
overall, I don't think that to me that don't matter to me.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
It
Because I'll be
shouldn't.
the girl with the good heart that, you know, is always there for you, that holds you down.
Yeah,
And
that
how she
now
brings
that's
late
what
giving
matters.
birth to your child.
To your
Yeah,
child.
that's
That
what
you're no
matters.
longer attractive because
Right.
she's chunky, you know.
I don't like that, or stretch
You know,
marks, or
or- yeah,
you know,
right,
You gotta hold them
Insecure,
love
or
handles tight.
insecure about herself.
them love
now,
hand,
But
but
you know.
like show them.
And sometimes it's not
chunkiness.
Show
even
them
heavy.
chunky
Sometimes they lose a lot of weight, or it's another form of depression, or
Yeah.
whatever. You gotta love somebody through
Man,
that hard. That's my thought.
I know. I got kids. I got 5 kids by 4 women. And it's
Yeah.
like like I said, it's shallow for a man to look at a woman and say, you know, this is a determining factor because you got some stretch marks or you got a C-section scar. And I mean, like I said, I was joking, but I did shed light on it. You know, just because I was making fun of it, but at the same time saying I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, so.
And we need to hear that too. You know what I'm saying? I never really been with a guy that was against my body. You know, I mean, at least not verbally. Like, at least they were always, you know, compassionate about my imperfections and stuff. Made me feel comfortable. So I never was like felt uncomfortable because of them. You know what I'm saying? Whoever I was with, you know, married
Right.
or
That's just
whatever.
not everybody's tale.
You know,
There's a
Right.
lot of women that are with men that are like that.
Yeah.
which yeah,
That's
But it's usually
not
for a
good.
reason. It's not, you know, so, but
it's not the only one. It's just something else.
yeah, it's, you know, people get codependency all the time. And,
Yeah.
but when you get with the wrong one that is
Yeah.
into that type of stuff.
Shit, I was with the wrong one, and he's
You know.
still complimenting me on my goddamn stretch
He's
marks.
like,
Well,
damn,
but everybody has
I
their
know,
own thing.
I'm teasing.
you know.
I'm
So
He
he
will.
said he still
He
did
did.
that.
He still complimented me. You know, he still gave me compliments and still made me feel special and stuff about my marks. But he
Some
was
people
still the
really-
wrong one.
They're worse. Some
But-
people hate themselves, so they abuse other people, or
That's
they have no
true.
control anywhere else, so they.
Yeah,
Try to control you.
it's
Yeah.
sad. Like
Yeah.
it's either like verbal, physical, like any kind of like abuse that they put out there is bad. So
But
How does your fiance like handle your? I guess I don't know. I've never really seen you know imperfections and stuff. But I mean, having a child changes your body. So how does
he
he?
handles it well. Like when we first met, I was doing Miss Colorado, so
Yep.
it was like I was a lot. I changed since then, you know. So I was a lot, you know,
You're
little
still beautiful.
tenderoni.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
You know what I'm
thank you.
saying?
Yeah, you
But
doing
like
it, you
even
doing
now,
it.
he's like, I embrace everything about you, like from head to toe. Like you're beautiful. You're beautiful more now than what like.
yeah, you
You-
done gave
you're more
birth to
different
it.
every
You
day.
brought life into
So
this
I'm like,
world.
okay.
How many kids do you have?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
What about you?
4.
You got 4 and then
And
you,
one.
One.
Yeah, I got PTSD, so.
I got CPTSD. That's complex PTSD.
oh shit.
Well, I'm not kidding. Look it up. It's a real term.
What are those
C-
acronyms
C-
stand for?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
No, okay, no,
And
but you put a C in
CPTSD
front of
is
it.
complex post-traumatic stress
Okay,
disorder.
okay.
So it's complex. Complex is where it's not because of a physical type of altercation or some war or a car accident or something. It's more psychological.
Mine's a C.
It's more CP.
I just know, I was
so
like,
it's complex.
yes.
There's no real physical reason for it. It's more emotional. So that's where complex comes in at. And look it up. It's a real
I believe
CPTSD.
PTSD.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
I've never
what
heard of that. I'm gonna look it up.
I did my research, and it comes. Most of it comes from. Well, I won't say most of it, but a lot of it stems from abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, narcissistic abuse, being with a abusive person who manipulates you psychologically as opposed to physically. That's where the C comes from.
which is probably just as more detrimental. You know what I mean?
Damaging.
Yeah.
Because your
So,
body heals.
It's
Sometimes your mind
damaging.
doesn't.
Sometimes your mind doesn't.
right.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah,
Light
yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
Like,
Light
we
topic.
like, want some love and
We
sex.
gotta I had to throw that out there. You know, it's just
Right?
we
Yeah,
always
nah,
have to
hey,
throw it out
no,
there.
hey, listen,
There's always
there's no wrong with educating though. So
Right.
that's why I asked. You know
The
what I
message
mean?
of the day: don't beat or hit nobody.
Or
Right.
psychological abuse.
Or
guys.
verbal
Yeah.
abuse, physical
Just
abuse, it's all the
appreciate
same.
your
Don't
woman,
do it.
no.
Appreciate.
We got a couple viewers and stuff in the house. Let's get some shout outs. Yours?
Yes, I have Miguel watching. I have
Yes.
Sarah. I have Vito, and I have Trinity. Thanks for
Nice.
watching
Thank
and
you,
tuning in,
guys.
people.
You got some over there too, love?
So, Dawn Bloss is sorry, no, I'm bad with names, but Dawn Bloss is
Let's stick with the
watching.
first one.
Trinity Bowers watching.
Dawn
Miss
Bloss?
Bianca Blanco.
Phoebe's in the
Hey,
house.
Phoebe.
What up? Yes,
Yes.
we call her Phoebe up in this. That's the girl.
Yes. And then we got some that looks like J.L. Combs says imperfections, no such word when it's natural.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you, love.
And then Scoop Grady says, yo.
What up, what up, what up?
What's that?
Oh, and Monty's watching. What's up? Monty's in the house. Monty
What's up,
Jonesy
Monty? What up,
watching.
JL?
What up, yo? Philip Harris is watching. That's my friend of mine's husband, Denise's husband. So he's a hardcore Christian. So thanks for tuning in.
Mhm.
Make sure that we get a little gritty on here, but it's still real. So
You gotta keep it real. People want to hear the real.
You guys say, oh yeah, you just got some pop up too.
Yeah. No, I said what up to everybody I know on there.
Okay, what up?
What up to everybody I don't know. What up?
Thanks for
Word up.
tuning in.
Yes, sir. So we got to see you live one day, you know what I'm saying, like at the Improv or wherever you are, you know what I'm saying. We would love to come shoot live, go live stream wherever you are, word up.
Well, my next live performance is going to be on June 15th. It's going to be at the Cash Bar.
Okay.
And it's going to be a part of a comedy special through Comicville.
Okay.
And it's going to be televised on Yanni TV. Yanni TV is a new network.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it black owned?
Yeah.
What?
Awesome.
In Denver or what?
Well, I'm not really sure. I don't really have too many
Is
details.
that Yanni? Do you know how to spell it?
YONI, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yanni
it's
Network.
through Comicville. So and that's that's something that Monty put me a part of that.
Okay. Thanks, Monty.
And Monty, and he doing this thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
He doing Las Vegas, MGM, and he got some things going on.
Word up.
Growing up.
Then my next performance will be on June 30th at Deep Space.
Okay.
June 29th, my bad.
June
Deep
29th.
Space. That's
Hey,
in Park.
Fly Newbie in
Space.
Queens is tuning in. Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Fly
Thank you,
Nubian.
guys. Y'all, this Fly Newbie in Queens. I'm sorry to cut you, my bad, but I
No,
saw
you
it. When I
good.
saw it, I'm like, oh, snap.
You
Like,
good.
that's a huge
That's
network
big.
in the black community. It's a humongous network. So they watching us. That's awesome. Thank you guys. So you said, when did you say the next one was?
June
Deep
29th
Space?
at Deep Space. It's in Parker. Saturday, me and Monty will be hosting the fashion event, 2019 GBL fashion event. Kirkle Bangs is going to be the headliner. A-Meezy, Dre Lane. So that's dope. That's going to be at Summit Music Hall.
Yes.
Awesome.
I want to, maybe you should try to plug Wide Awake to do the, because we the media in Denver. You know what I'm saying? We might as
That's why I'm
well.
here.
We got press passes.
what I'm
We
here.
got
That's why I'm
press
here.
passes, yes. You know what I'm saying? If you could try to plug that, something
We
that'd
in
be
there.
dope. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So did you, I think Chris told me that you performed at the Apollo, or you're going to?
Well, I did an audition.
You did an audition.
I did
Okay.
an audition, so then I go back in the fall for the real deal.
So you must have slid through that audition and made with flying colors. You must have nailed it.
No, I wouldn't say with flying colors.
You nailed it though.
Yeah.
They want you to come back.
Going back.
Going back.
Well, then
Okay,
that's.
fingers crossed.
I'm like, I don't know. You
I
put my hand in there.
Hey, rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. I can't even play the
back.
game. Good Lord.
What's up,
both
Nikita?
conforming.
What's up,
Okay, go ahead.
Keisha Robinson? I was just saying what's up to people that was joining.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Well, damn, that's what's up. You going back in the fall? You said, right?
Back in the
to
fall,
to
yeah.
audition.
Yeah.
Are you going to audition for the show that they're gonna play in the fall, the next season, or?
I mean, no, I'm not going to audition. I'm going for
The show.
the taping, but I don't really know how that goes. So
You going for the taping?
yeah.
You
No,
got
I'm
me?
talking about as far as viewing and how it.
Cool.
I'm just I'm on standby.
I don't know. You're not on standby. They called you.
Mhm.
That's not standby.
Yeah, I'm on standby.
You're in there. Boy, shit. Just we gotta.
Will
Denver,
it?
we gonna put
Law
Denver
of
on the map. We
attraction,
have
we're
to
gonna will
like.
it to him.
Yes.
It's already his.
Right?
Yeah, we got some things. We got some things going on.
Awesome. It's the universe. I told you it's a cosmic energy.
It is.
It's a cosmic flow going on. Change.
Most
Big
definitely,
change.
most
If you
definitely.
ride that ride correctly.
Yeah, if you read it right, you know what I'm saying, and take your chances. Strike while the
Right.
iron is hot.
Ride that
You know
way
what
till
I'm
the motherfucking wheels fall off.
So oh my God.
That's for everybody.
Wheels
Like
fall
you've
off.
got to.
So,
Keep right.
you're performing during Cinco de Mayo? Is that correct?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. At the Summit Music Hall, I'm gonna be hosting.
Oh,
That's
that is the same thing.
That's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, so I didn't
Okay.
know that
Yeah.
Summit. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yep, that's at
cool.
the Summit on Saturday.
And then you've already covered the upcoming show.
What is that? This Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday.
Yes, because Wednesday's the first. Tomorrow's the
The
first.
first, right?
Uh-huh.
Already.
Like I said, it's Kirk Beans, A
Oh, we
Music,
done.
Dre
That's
Lane.
the same show. Okay.
Same show.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Me
What
and
name?
Monty, me and Monty's hosting it, and then what's her name? Rosa from KS 107.5.
Yeah, I saw that.
That'll be
Nice.
dope.
Yeah.
That's gonna be super.
Well, sure.
dope.
Try to see. I mean, I don't know if it's too late. It might not be. If you could. Shit. Wide Awake is
Hey,
the media in
hey.
Denver. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
If you could-
that's all it takes is a couple conversations,
Just-
rub some
yeah.
elbows, and
just just throw it out there and
Yeah,
then
I got you.
and hit us back. Cause I mean, we can stream live. It's not a big deal. All we
Yeah.
need is Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
got
Yeah.
that on the phone.
you
Shit.
saying as far as at the show?
Yeah, at the show.
Okay,
We can
yeah,
stream
yeah.
live at the show. As
Yeah.
long as we have Wi-Fi, we good. And I'm sure Chris won't mind. It's Chris, do you mind? He's like, nope. He's all quiet over there in the corner.
I'll holler at my partner, the promoter, and
Yeah,
see what's up.
sure.
I don't see why that wouldn't be an issue. I mean, it help the show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And then it's going live. We'll help people to know what you guys are doing and promote you guys and promote the whole venue itself.
right.
Summit Music Hall. Where's Summit at? Summit is.
It's the old Bash, 19th and Blake.
Oh snap!
I've
Yeah.
been in.
Oh really? The bash.
Oh
my God! Oh my God!
Y'all remember them days, right? Yeah.
Oh my
That
God!
shit
The
used to
bash.
That's right.
The bash used to be lit.
Yeah.
Yes, it sure did.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Well-
but we moving on. We got a full schedule. Oh man.
Good for you. I'm proud of
You
you.
know, I
That's
gotta
what's
write it down. So I'm like, we gotta.
You need some itineraries made? I can
Yeah,
do that
we
shit.
gotta
You
keep
know what I'm
this
saying?
momentum
I
going.
can do that shit.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. That's my thing. I can be your assistant. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I'm dead
I'm
serious.
serious too.
Because I asked them. I'm good at. You see this?
I had a
about-
420 itinerary.
we had a 420 itinerary, and
It was
Yes,
dope. I was like,
yes, she
damn,
said
she
it.
done spent a few days on this shit. Like,
And it took me an hour. It took me an hour.
Okay, she
it
will
is
lay it out.
professional.
Yes, sir.
Did that.
You wanna go for it?
Yes, so, we're a female-based group around here about relationships and sex, so we like to discuss things that some people are kind of, I wouldn't
Not
say
me.
we don't want to say ashamed, shy to
On
the
talk about,
fence, or
you
I'm
know,
not- I'm not-
Timid.
uncomfortable.
Timid.
You gotta come
Right?
see me. You gotta come
So-
see me perform. I'm not shy to talk
Okay.
about any of that.
That's
Well,
it.
well, that's why we here. Because
Right,
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
The
So
male
it's-
perspective.
Get the male perspective. We
Right? We want the male perspective on relationships and on things that are happening in the real world.
Right.
And just topics that we pick out
Yeah.
to see where everyone's head's at,
Right.
Okay. So, could you be with someone who never apologizes?
Yeah and no. I mean, I have. You know, and that to me is like, I mean, you're not taking ownership when you do something wrong. I mean, that's a flaw in your character to me. You do something wrong, you should be able to come back and say, hey, you know, I apologize for that. So I mean, that's something that's not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say no.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the answer to that, but we want to dive into the topic as well too. I mean, I don't think anyone can, but at the same time, like we want to kind of just. Well, some
I'm
can,
sorry.
but not any of us though.
No, it's right. No.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I mean, there are people
Control
that do it, but
Yeah,
that's something that would be something that I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
I
Because
can't.
that means you're always I would always be at fault. It's always my fault.
Yeah.
Always.
Always my
Oh,
fault.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
everything ain't always your fault.
we get into it and then you just like, okay, we're good.
Right.
Or change the
Let's forget
subject,
it.
or
I'll see you
Or
tomorrow.
saying, like,
Right.
I did that because you, like,
I'm not even
no.
going to bed if we
I
arguing.
blame you.
know what I'm
Right,
saying?
no.
I ain't even going to sleep if we arguing. So
Right? Like,
Like,
I could,
I'm
I mean,
really
and you can try not to go. I mean, I've been in situations where I said, you know what, I don't want to go to sleep mad. We shouldn't go to sleep mad.
Yeah.
And you try not to, but then sometimes
yeah.
you still end up going to sleep mad. You know, but I'm like,
the
I'm
best
big
of your
on communication.
right.
Yeah.
You can communicate, and we can come to understanding. And sometimes when you upset, it's you know, it's time to walk away from it. Then let's
Yeah.
address it later.
Yeah.
I'm that type of a person.
And that's
So-
important. I just think as long as you come to a common ground, because I
Yeah,
don't want to be like
yeah.
where you just have that big blow up or whatever, and then nothing's ever said.
No.
You guys just go back to like nobody wants to touch each other in bed.
Yeah.
They're like,
See,
get away,
no,
you know,
no.
like who wants?
Sure,
know
you
what
go,
I mean?
you
Like,
go.
that type of
I got
thing. Because some people live like that.
That's a toxic
Yeah.
relationship.
Very
that
toxic.
is-
Thank you.
It's not
Yeah, that's
good.
toxic.
Go for it. Go for it. Look, Angel, go for it. Mommy, what you got?
So I couldn't do it. When I really couldn't do it, I would feel like if you feel like you're never wrong, then like how are we gonna grow?
Yeah.
We can't grow because honestly, you're not always perfect. No one's ever perfect. So no
Right.
one's ever gonna be right. No one's ever gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
But you have to recognize your wrongs right when it happens. Maybe not at that moment. Give it a break, like 5 minutes. But you need to recognize when you're wrong.
Or a day or
Or
something.
day,
Yeah, whatever.
Like just know like you're wrong. Say sorry the next day, but
Yeah.
just know when you're wrong.
You
Like,
can go.
Yeah.
Just come back.
Just
right?
come back.
Right?
Just
Come back.
That's
I'm
not
not
a
saying
that's
that.
the cheat. That's just we taking time apart because that's what adults do.
Right?
Yeah.
Take a
But we're
break.
gonna bring it back together because we live together.
Thank
Right.
you. Oh,
Right.
we live
You
together.
know, we're
Especially if you live
together.
together.
Especially
If you live together, if you don't live together, I mean, it's a different dynamic. But if you live together, it still counts. It still matters. But if you live together, it's like 10 times, 1,000 times worse if you live together. Because I was in a relationship where, you know, I had an ex who was very, like, he would never acknowledge anything. You know what I'm saying?
He's passive.
He's passive aggressive. He also would, like, we'd argue about something that he did or whatever.
Yeah.
He'd ignore me for 3 days, and then he'd come in the room like nothing happened and start talking and have a conversation or touch me or kiss me or do something
Yeah.
and never really
You
get
got
to
no
the root of the.
closure.
We never had any closure to the actual disagreement or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's how we lived for a while, and that was the reason why I left, obviously. But like I couldn't deal with that for I dealt with it for a while because the dynamic worked in its own unhealthy way.
Yeah.
But after a while, I started to lose myself, and I started to go insane. And so I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I bounced. But if it wasn't for that, I think I could probably still be with him. But he's just a.
Why settle?
I mean, I wouldn't settle if it wasn't for that. That's what I'm saying. If it
Oh.
wasn't for that, you know what I'm saying? If he could acknowledge his shit, you know, every now and then he'd apologize, but I could tell it was,
Yeah,
You know,
and
made
that's
up,
the key.
fake.
You have to acknowledge when you're wrong.
yeah.
You have to. And then I think just like if a few days go by just by you rubbing and touching, I don't think it's gonna work. You still have to say like, hey babe, I'm sorry for the other day.
Never do that.
Like, I don't know.
You
have
try to make it up.
acknowledge-
You try to do it with sex, like make up with sex, and then that'll be the, and then
That's
that'll be.
I'm sorry, stroke.
And the I'm sorry stroke worked for a while because it was actually it was really the
sorry.
I'm sorry stroke was really
you
really
sorry.
good. That
Like,
stroke was amazing.
Don't do that.
And I forgot about it for a couple of days, and then I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm still hurt.
Hey, that is funny. I might have to steal that.
The I'm sorry stroke.
I'm sorry, stroke.
Hey,
She said
That's
it.
funny.
no, she said it.
No, you said
I
it.
said
That was her.
I'm a real big firm believer in when someone shows you who they are, you believe them.
Hello.
You know, somebody show you who they are, you believe them. You don't need to
Believe them the
justify
first time.
anything.
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
change no color.
Because
Yep.
if someone is conscious of the way they treating you and what they taking you through, and you know, like I'm saying, like you were saying, like if they can't even acknowledge it and they moving different, moving funny, you gotta let people be who they gonna be.
Yeah.
And that's just where I'm at. I got a whole new mind frame, new way of thinking
Hello.
in 2019. So
What's your
I
age
heard
range?
that.
Can I ask you? Range. Like, I don't have to give me a number, but just the range. Like,
Upper,
I'm just
lower,
curious.
mid.
I don't know if I have a range. You know what I mean?
Are you 20, 30,
I wouldn't go anything under 30
And you're talking about your
at this
age.
point.
your age. Your actual age. Like, what is your age bracket?
Are you in your
20s, 30s, what?
Hold on. She's asking me my age, but you're asking me what
Just the
age
range.
group I would date.
No. How old are you? I didn't want to ask you how
asking
you
you
are,
exactly
because that's
what
kind
She's
of
asking me the
rude.
same thing.
But I'm saying,
Are you
your
in your
age.
like,
I'm
you know?
sorry.
Oh,
I'm giving you
okay. Yeah, no.
20s or
I mean, I'm 34. I
Okay.
mean, that's
Well, women are funny when it comes to age. That's why I was trying to be passive aggressive on that.
I'm a real
I
direct
know.
person.
Yeah.
So
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Well,
direct.
I picked up what he
Hey,
said.
I'm
He's like,
38.
I'm there with
Shit,
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
them. And nobody
I
was
got
saying.
two beat by 48.
Right, really?
I like to say my age.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I'm
fat,
proud of. I'll be 35 on Wednesday.
Like a
so.
tiger
Oh shit, you
stripe.
got a birthday card. You a Taurus?
Yeah,
High five, happy birthday. Oh shit, we gotta kick it.
So me and Quinn actually share the same birthday.
Yes. Oh, that's my cousin. Shout out to Quinn in the house.
Yeah.
Yo, we
we
got a
got a lot
couple.
of
Come on. We got some come
There you
on.
go. We
Yeah,
got.
let's go down the list.
That's like
Who's
Go down the
calling?
list.
Who wants to go? Want me to go?
You go, yeah.
Alright, so Arissa Rodriguez is watching. Hi, boo.
Shout out, love.
Nikita Love is watching. Hi, mama.
What's up, Nikita?
And then, as always, from QV Media Network, we just want to say thank you to everyone for watching. And please share, as always. And then JL Combs said, nope. I can't be known that. Does not apologize.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
And then Tanita Westbrooks is watching. That is my cousin's mama. So,
Nice.
yes, thank you
Thank
for
you,
watching.
guys.
And then, let's see, Ebony Harmon. I can't deal with anyone who doesn't apologize on any level.
Thank you.
Real, that's real shit.
Real shit.
JL Combs says disagreements need clarity and an apology is due in every misunderstanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Deja Halstead is watching. Hi, Ma. We went to school together. so.
Girl,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for tuning in. What you got?
I have Bruce Wayne's watching. I have Zane Hubbard. I told you I'd give you a shout out. He's a director. He does a show,
Okay.
on
Yes.
Amazon right now. So
Hey,
yes.
Word up.
We have Brother Will has joined. Derek Cox, Ryan. We have Kevin, and we
guys.
have Nisha, and we have Steven watching.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining, guys.
Shit, I got a few too. You got anything over there, Brendan? Are you good?
I'm looking out. Yeah, no, I got the same.
Same stuff. I have a
same
few-
stuff.
Let's see. We said Bruce Ty. I used to model with Ty. She's like my height. Tall, light skinned, thin, just gorgeous woman. I love her. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Julius Hinton. That's my boy Jamal's brother. He used to. Jamal was our engineer for Aphrodisiac Radio.
Producer at Life is
So,
Dope.
Life is dope.
Life is dope.
Right on. Oh snap! He is. I didn't know that. Really? I did not know that, Julius. No doubt. I didn't know that. Well, that's my boy's brother. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that. Word up. Thanks for watching. Sarah's watching. She was involved in the Rise from the Ashes film. That was a film that I
Awesome.
produced about
Yes.
narcissistic abuse. Y'all can check it
Super
out.
dope.
Rise from the Ashes movie. It's all over the place.
to
Just
watch.
Google that shit. Tammy, yes, GTA. Google that shit.
Right,
know,
you Google
told me that
everything
shit.
else.
Yes.
Google that.
Yes, Tammy Wells watching. Thanks, love. She tuned in last week. I met her last week and told her about the show. She's watching. And Philip Douglas, he's out of Atlanta. So word up. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
So yeah, shoot, apologizing is big. Like I think I wrote some notes. Empathy, being able to acknowledge your faults and admitting when you're wrong is part of the criteria for anyone I date moving forward. Because I have been in a situation. I mean, the first time I've ever been in this type of relationship before. Because most times it's, it's balanced.
Yeah.
But the last relationship was so off balance that I have different boundaries now. So now I'm like, you gotta have empathy and be able to say I'm sorry and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like in admitting your fault, I was wrong. You gotta say that. Because otherwise, like, we just can't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, but that falls under communication. Communication is a relationship killer. So
Shit. Communication with understanding. Go ahead. You say
I was
it.
gonna
yeah,
say-
I knew she was gonna go there.
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna go there. I knew she was.
but
I know.
Comprehension.
Comprehension.
Yeah.
That's the
If
word.
you do not comprehend what someone is saying, communication is dead.
yeah, you're right, and
it's
that's
a CNC. It's a two-parter. You
Yeah,
know,
two
you gotta
parts to it.
understand.
It's 2 part. Yeah. It's like 1,000 parts. But yeah, you're right.
Right. But I'm just saying, if you can communicate, great. Make sure the other person is
Comprehending what you're saying
and then
And taking it in and
you know,
processing.
I'm
Yeah,
like, you could
for
hear
real.
all day. it can go through your ear, but if you're not getting it and you're not comprehending it, you're not understanding it,
Then it's useless.
then it's like, what's the point
Right.
of eating and, you know?
Yep. So I'm glad you said that. So yeah, and she said that with. She said that
She had to
last
throw
time.
that out there like
Oh, you know, I was just one thing. Because when I read that on Facebook, and I was like, damn, that's true. Because I was a big communication is it. Communication. But it made so much sense that if I could be communicating, but let's say I'm communicating in a way that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, then it doesn't matter. So it actually comes back to me to where I have to communicate in a way that people can comprehend, no matter what that way is.
Yeah.
It's like loving someone in the way they receive love.
Exactly. What's your
You
love
know,
language and
what's
stuff?
coming
And
outside of
compassion.
yourself.
Yep.
What's yours? What's your love language?
My love language is, I would say, compassion. I don't know, compassion, fucking loyalty, genuine personality, loyalty. I say loyalty already. I don't know. I don't really have one.
Mine is time.
Like a specific
One is specific.
Yeah.
I have like a variety of them, but they
Of
all
course,
kind of
but
fall
what's
under
the
the
main
same.
one that you like that make you like I don't know. Like for me, I'm time. I like QT.
Quality time.
Quality
I
time.
like
QT
that.
is my
QT.
shit.
I like that.
QT, what
I
are you?
like it.
Yours QT too?
Yeah.
Quality time?
Cause it
I would actually say that
I think
because
quality time is good too. Because
It
quality
dictates
time,
how
and
much
it
you're gonna
includes
do.
conversation as well. It includes all of that. It
Yes,
encompasses all of that.
does, Right.
Yeah, all
'Cause
that, all
for
that.
me, it's gonna tell me, okay, you're a little too busy for what I like,
Right.
or you got too much
Going on.
time.
Too much time.
I'm about to back
Don't
up. You
listen,
got a little bit
you
too
got a
much.
little
You always,
You're always under
trying to
me.
come over every day. No. So I'm
Don't
just
be
saying.
just popping up at the crib, okay?
Depending
That's
on
how it
what the
works.
flow is, you know what I'm
Then
saying?
nope.
But you know, it just kind of leads me into
Physical
okay.
touch. Let's see. Philip says folks shouldn't be out there doing shit that they would have to apologize for. I know that's right. Just saying.
You
Yeah,
just don't
you
do it.
Hallelujah.
Don't do
But
it.
sometimes you don't know you have
And
so
then
much
he
feelings.
said physical touch is
I'll
his.
agree with you on that.
You're right, but sometimes you don't know. I mean, well, sometimes you will
It's
hurt
not
someone.
intentional.
If it's not intentional,
Might be
not
sensitive.
intentional shit, that's a whole nother freaking subject. But if you unintentionally hurt someone,
It happens.
be man enough or woman enough to just be like, you know, damn, you know. But if you intentionally hurt them, then
And
there's
I
no
feel like you
there's
know
no
what you're
box for
doing.
you.
well, there's no
like-
need to apologize.
If
Like, you know what you're
You
doing.
You
You're
intentionally
intentionally
did it.
hurting somebody. Like
Then you
that's
deserve
like
to.
little kids.
Right.
Like you teach your kid like you don't pick up something and do that. Like
All by yourself.
All by
Just
yourself.
All by
don't come
yourself.
apologizing if you did it on purpose, motherfucker. How about
Right.
that?
No, you can't say
And if
that
you did it on
'cause there's
purpose,
things-
too.
You can't
I
say
guess
that.
you're
I did some
right.
shit
You're
on
right.
purpose. I did some
That's
shit on
all.
purpose that I
That's
would
all about
apologize
acknowledging
for,
when you
too.
make a
Of
mistake.
course.
Because we
No,
all
because
make
I
mistakes.
feel like, okay.
You're
Go
right.
ahead, go ahead.
It
Andrew.
depends, because
But
I feel
still.
like honestly, if you get into an argument, you can apologize after that. But if you go so far, like
To do something
back
evil.
to abuse, if you hit someone and you're like, "I'm sorry," you physically put your fucking
Yep.
hand up and hit somebody.
Yep.
You're not fucking sorry.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Yep.
Like I'm sorry to say that, but you're not sorry.
You're not sorry.
Now that I mean, if
It
it gets, when
depends.
it gets physically, when
Was
it
it a
gets
bunch of
physical,
times that this
Uh,
has
it's
happened?
time. It's time to
I
leave.
Like, well,
It's
maybe not a
time to
bunch of
leave.
times, but either way, like even if you hit someone one time,
One
a
time.
few times, one time's enough.
Shit, my
So
ex
you're
wasn't
not
a hitter.
sorry.
He was a
You just
choker.
put your
That
hand up
motherfucker
and
would
hit somebody.
choke me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, and I'm a big girl, you know what I'm saying? Not big like this, but I'm tall and I'm stronger than I look. He would put his hands around my neck,
Because you can't make a man feel like he
and
makes
I'd
you.
be like, yes.
Never, no matter how big you are.
Yes.
I mean, there are those big burly ones that can.
I'll
But
be
for the
like,
most of us, we
"Nigga,
can never
you
make a
get your
man
hands out my
feel
gut.
the way
I
they
will
make us
kill
feel.
you. Don't put your hand.
Don't
Oh,
put your
yeah,
hand.
I
That's
agree
not
with
you
you
being
100%.
sorry.
A man's strength exceeds a woman's
Thank
10 times
you. You
over,
should never
especially
put
in
your-
anger. So
Oh,
it's
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah. So
It
it
don't
might
have
be
to be
advice.
it's
drugs
time-
or
it's time to-
alcohol
it's time to
involved
leave,
or
yeah.
whatever. It makes it the
I don't want you
energy
hitting on me though.
heightened.
I don't want you hitting
Well,
on me.
there's
Never,
a lot
never
of
hit
women
on
that
him.
do
See,
that.
I'm not a hitter. I'm
Yeah.
not.
But there are women that do that because they haven't met a man that will do that. But you know, there's a lot of men that there's some men that do. There's a lot of men that don't.
Yeah.
There's some women that are violent. There's a lot of women that aren't.
Right, yeah.
But either way, when the right mesh comes together, it
Yeah.
is so detrimental.
Yep.
Like that's how people get killed.
Yep.
I agree.
And
I
like
feel
that's
I agree.
leave. That's where that leaving point
And that's
comes
why I
in.
left, and because I was gonna like it was gonna be me or him, and it wasn't gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't bad because I mean
So
for
you
me,
hope,
no, for real, no. I
and then
mean,
you still lose your life because you go to jail.
well, so I hope, but listen, what I'm saying, well, what
You see
I
what
was
I'm saying?
trying to save my own life. It was in self defense. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't. We were together almost 5 years, so 4 physical fights.
Can I ask you a question?
Two of them that were really physical, and the other 2 which were like distantly physical, where we throwing shit at each other. You know,
Yeah.
that's not like physical. We're not touching each other, but 2 of them to where you know, if somebody almost died and it wasn't me, because it would never be me. Like, don't get
Can
it
I say
twisted.
something though?
What?
Real quick, I'm so sorry.
What? It ain't gonna be me. You're not gonna get shit.
Did you report any of that abuse?
And I was gonna. And
No,
I
not-
should've.
no.
I
Did
did
you?
not.
Okay, so in the eyes of
I
the law,
understand.
there's no reported abuse. There is no.
But I took pictures of my abuse as well.
And you will go
so.
to prison.
I-
And if you think
I
that
get it.
you can use you can use the truth, which is what's so sad.
I get it. I'm just
Because
okay.
we do it to ourselves. But do you understand?
I know, but see, that's what I'm saying. It took
I have a friend who's going through it right now.
It took going through it for me to understand that if it happened again, that I would definitely report it. That's what it was,
Of
and
course.
it took me going through
Well,
it.
You
And
better not even violate my personal box. You step too close in the wrong tone.
shit, he grabbed my neck in front of my friends, in front of my two best friends.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that.
And
What?
how long did you stay in that relationship?
After that,
Moving.
a year, I think, 1 year,
So why did it take you a year to get out?
because I had to plan my escape. I had to plan it. It's not just an up and leave. I had to save money. I had to find a place. I had to make sure I had to make sure shit was in place. And then once I made sure shit was in place, then I bounced and he was like, whoa. And
I moved
then
state.
he was so damn shocked
Yeah.
when I left.
I went for 2
Because
weeks.
I played him like he played me. I finally turned the table, so I had a chance to play him. So I knew we were moving to a new place.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, ex-husband.
Right?
I knew we had to move. He had to save up all this money so we could prepare for the down payment, the move, and all the shit. And in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna kick him out as soon as we move in. He paid all this money for us to move in.
Yeah.
As soon as he moved in, I said, "Nigga, you got to go." He was so heated, and he wasn't on the lease because it was under my name. So, but I had to plan it strategically. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It was a build up. It wasn't like, and he didn't hit me after that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a consistent physical situation. It was just more psychological. He would get violent, like throw keys or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
It's sad.
he wasn't physically. You know what I'm saying? He hit me twice. You know what I'm saying? But he choked me once and
was
slapped me once.
Enough. Once was enough.
It was
Twice
enough, and that's why
I agree. Like, I've been in some mess up situations, but I just feel like whenever it gets physical, it's time to.
and that's why I left.
It's time to
and
dip.
that's why I left.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, that's not the only reason, but that was definitely one of the reasons, because I wasn't going to, I almost, like, I mean, we got to fights, I had to pull out a knife, like, you know, and he saw the devil in my eyes. Like, he could see the horns rise and the tail grow.
Yeah.
I turned into, when I get threatened, I literally turn red. Like, I go red. I don't see nothing else but red.
Right.
So when my life is threatened, I don't think. So he saw that, and he saw the knife, and he was like, "This bitch will kill me." So like he kind of like after that, he was like, "Okay, let me back up a little bit, because you know
Yeah.
I made a mistake with her. Like I could hit somebody else, but this bitch ain't playing." You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not the one you could just hit on. I'm not that punching bag. So
Right.
he figured that out. You know what I'm saying? So
There's ways
straight up, and
around
it hasn't happened after that. So.
Right.
I feel like there's a way to talk. You don't always have to hit, no matter. Even if y'all are not dating, don't hit. Because I feel like even if you hit like that, once you like make the decision to hit someone, you're automatically a coward. I don't care. Like I don't know. Don't. There's ways to go around your aggression. Like you can talk it out. You can go take a break. You can leave. But once you physically lift up your hand, and
There's
you
no
being
going
like,
back.
there's no going back. Especially being a man.
Yeah, I agree.
Even at a woman, but there's
agree.
but
Even a woman, like
But
men and
especially,
women.
especially a man, because a man has more physical strength, obviously. But look at the camera. But she's so stupid. She's over here picking. Yo, what we got? Oh, sorry, yo, guys.
I was really concentrating on not interrupting.
She said, you just, I see. And that was your way of. Fly New In Queen said, "Hey, Queen Vicky." Oh snap!
Yeah, I have
Queen
a
Vicky.
bad habit of doing that because
Yeah.
I got 1,000 thoughts at once.
So what is Ebony Harmon says? Sometimes people are just sorry they couldn't get their
Get away with
get away with
that.
their actions for real. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
That's real talk. And what did it say, Philip? What did Philip say?
Let's see. Philip said, "Oh no, I just got the physical touch thing on there still."
Philip says any man that puts his hand on a woman is a pussy. Period. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Word up. You might have it too. Sean Major's watching. What's up, Superman in the house?
Yes,
Terrence
Superman.
Roberts is watching as well.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, word up,
He was on- was
T
T-Rob.
Rob. Yes,
Rob
I was gonna say
watching.
Right,
TJ. I'm like, that's not
Superman,
right.
what's up?
That's the was it the Casbah?
The Casbah. Security,
guard.
yes.
Yes,
I know him.
yes,
What up,
that's
Superman?
Superman in the
Right.
house. You know.
God loves Superman, man.
Oh, Brandon, fuck. You and your fuck. Every time you say fuck, I crack up because I love the way you spell it. because it's so like
'Cause you
it's
say
like
it like that.
Ebonics.
Fuck.
That's how we like. It's you made up a whole new Ebonical word. I don't know. Ebonical. I made that
Made
up.
up a whole new word.
Ebonical word.
Wow.
Fuck.
Fuck.
And how do you say it?
Antoinette.
Anthony. Yes, you said it.
Antoinette Love.
That's my mother.
Oh, hi,
She
mom. Hey.
said, the
What's up,
burning
Mom?
bed.
The burning bed. What do you mean by that? Please
The
explain.
burning bed. Oh.
And she said, "LOL."
That's that abusive movie where the man used to beat his wife and she lit that ass on fire in bed.
Yep.
Okay, left eyes in the house.
No, he was in the bed.
I know. Okay. I ain't killing her. I'm not gonna burn
the
him
house
alive.
down. And she was
I don't
done.
want to burn him
She
alive.
was done. That was like white orchid.
Shoot, I'm not that
That
cynical.
was
I'm
like
not.
but you
that,
know,
that
that's
movie,
this
what was
way,
that
though.
movie
That's
Misery
not
when she like fucking breaks his ankles?
Misery. Well, yeah, but
Misery.
no, she just was. She was
Psychopath.
Yeah, she kidnapped him.
Did she?
She's a
He was
psychopath.
I just remember like
Yeah, he was
meeting
a
young
writer,
girl
and she
twice,
was
like,
obsessed,
breaking his
and she
ankles.
kidnapped
She's a
him.
psycho.
And, well, she didn't want him to be able to escape, so she broke his ankle.
Isn't that like what's her name?
A fan of his books
Of
and all
his books.
his work.
Yep,
And
yep, yeah.
fuck. Let's see what
Any
else
other
you got.
movie
Damn.
I seen that lady
Okay,
in or show, I
apparently
never thought of
we
her
watched
the same.
Snapped. No, I'm just kidding.
Snap.
Right? We tune in to
Shit.
Snap.
Chris,
Ugh.
Chris,
We have Ronell
can you hook
watching.
the sound up? I think our music went off, y'all. We love to play music in the background. It just keeps us vibing.
Let's get to another time.
And what was I gonna say? The music is royalty free, by the way. So just make sure it's yes.
Right.
Let's go there. We go there. You go.
You want me to go there? All right, I'll go there.
How about
Okay,
that?
girl.
Even though I said sexual, but whatever.
What do you mean? What?
Name
Oh.
something non-sexual. What one is that?
That
That turns you on.
Name something that's not sexual that gets you going. That makes
Non-sexual
you.
that turns you
Ugh,
on.
I gotta
Which is so
feel.
funny because you know I'm a
But hold on.
You're
no,
a
like,
guy. I want to know from a guy.
From a male's perspective.
From a male's perspective.
Same name something non-sexual that turns me
Non-sexual,
on.
yes.
In what aspect though?
Any aspect.
aspect.
Anything that's
Doesn't matter.
non-sexual, so no touching.
If you're with a girl
You know.
and you like her, name something
Something
that
she
she
might
would
do
do
or-
or say that would like get you aroused. Like, damn, that's or get you interested or more,
Intrigued.
intrigued by her as a person as opposed to.
I like to be touched. You know.
That's
But
sexual.
like,
No,
that's
that's
not
not
sexual.
sexual.
All
Well,
touching
like
is
massage.
sexual.
You can be
Put your
intimate
arm
without
around
being,
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to be touched.
Touch.
Like
like caress.
rubbed on. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I can dig that.
Okay, ladies, what y'all
We
think?
still have.
I'm thinking.
I'm mental.
I'm mental.
Like if you arouse my mind,
Yeah.
you done already got the pennies is off.
I'm wild.
The
I will
pennies
say
is coming off. Straight up.
But I mean,
And that's if you wear pennies. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
over the
yeah,
years,
She
I
said
have-
if you
I
don't,
have-
you
You
get
don't
that
need-
free access.
Shit, I want free
Free
access.
access.
over the years I have I seen that's women, that's how y'all are, you know.
Yes.
If y'all are mentally being fucked, then y'all, everything else works in other in other areas. So
Yes, sir.
No, in a good way though. Don't
Yeah,
just
no-
mentally screw someone over.
no,
'cause
no,
it
no, no,
can
no,
happen.
I'm not.
Right,
We're
trying to
talking
be-
about in a good way.
Trying
so,
to,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
in a
talking
good
about
way. We're
that
not
way.
talking about no fucking
But-
manipulative weights,
Because
manipulative.
sex-
Yeah,
No,
no, we're talking
or
about
women.
we were talking
Yes.
about in a good way.
Genuinely,
No.
damn it, genuinely. Okay.
You see how
Right.
she
I'm
she
glad you
highlighted
said
that.
that.
But
If
yeah,
you said it, I highlighted it.
yeah, but mentally,
Good
yeah,
stuff.
I've seen that over the years. Like,
What we
It's
say?
just
So-
because it's rare. Because so many people just screw.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, you brought my weed.
Right, you got my
you brought the
Did you bring a
bottle.
bottle of wine? Did you bring a bottle?
Wine.
That's
bitch.
not enough.
Yeah, right.
No,
Why
like,
did you wine?
I feel like
They
if you
bring
can,
in-
like,
They don't want flowers. They
What
want
is it?
ace. They want
go ahead, you
flowers.
can turn me on with your mind and with your intelligence. Let me know what you're knowledgeable of. Like, let me see you do. Like, let's go build some shit.
Yes.
Like,
Let's
not
do
build
it.
a bear.
Yeah.
Build some shelves or some shit.
Aw.
Like, let's go do something. I want to see where
Yeah.
your intelligence is
Women like
at.
to
If
be
I feel like if
Yeah.
you can get me intelligent, like with your intelligence and with your mind, like we don't even gotta do anything. We could just have a conversation about like bullshit.
About the
And
stars.
I'll be like, bro.
and,
Right.
hey, how often do you find that?
Well,
What you're saying?
Well,
'Cause,
I
I've
found
been,
that she's fiancé,
I've
she's
been
married, almost
yeah,
married,
I'm
so-
about to be married. And I've been with this
Okay.
guy for
I
9
find
years.
it.
So it's pretty,
It's
I
a
feel like
requirement.
rush it.
So I
It's
find
not
it
gonna
off.
happen. But there's people out there that you genuinely will come across. It's just your time. Time is what makes it happen.
Quality, yeah.
Yeah.
agree.
And what
I
Fly Nubian
agree.
Queen says, intelligence is attractive.
See?
Yes.
Right on. You know what else gets me? Another thing that gets me on top of like intellectual conversation and just talking about shit and dumb shit and laughing together. You know, being able to laugh is definitely one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's you have to be able to
Yeah.
laugh. But another thing
I
that
love
that
to laugh.
gets me is having my back when I need you, even if we not fucking like. if I am stranded and I need you, or if I need whatever I need, you're there. You know what I'm saying? If
Hold on, wait. As a friend or somebody that's like, if you're okay,
it depends.
A
Potential mate, somebody who you have been talking to for a minute or whatever. You guys, even if you have a background or if you don't have background, whatever. But even if you digging me like you supposed, like you say you digging me,
right?
And I call you and I need you for something, you got my back. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the timeline is.
Can you have that? Can they have that same expectation for you?
Of course. You know what I'm saying?
To what level though?
That's
in
what.
terms of like how is it just the beginning? Because if they're just dating,
not at the beginning. I'm not saying the beginning. I'm not saying always the beginning, because you can be turned on by your long-term partner. You can be turned on by your husband of 9 years. What I'm saying is, what turns you on is whatever you are in, what relationship and what capacity of the relationship you are in. But if they have your back, even if it's something, I'm not saying it has to be a big thing.
I could get
You know what I'm saying? Something small, like, damn, I got, whatever.
Like if you say, dang, I only got one roll of toilet paper left, and you're on the phone with him.
Right.
And this motherfucker come over
to bring
with
you a pack. You know what I'm saying? He got
A gallon of ice cream.
That's what I'm saying.
And that Chipotle chicken from the Kingston.
You just come over with dinner.
Exactly.
You know, I've just got off work. He come over with dinner.
That's what I'm saying.
It might be pre-made chicken from King Supers, but you know,
It don't matter.
I don't have to cook. That's some awful shit.
Yeah, the Chipotle one.
You gonna hook it up with the Hawaiian sauce.
So I get what you're saying in terms of that's a turn on. Like I would, my jaws is coming off.
Yes.
I gotta
Make sure you bring the hot sauce. Then we got some.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you straight up, I mean, and that's like, I mean, I already said, like being like intellectual conversation is awesome, and I had an epiphany. Like I had wrote it down, typed it up, and I was gonna say it. Y'all said it anyway, and I was already thinking it, but at the same time, what came to me was like, if you got my back.
Yeah.
Like when I need you, like if I need a ride somewhere, or say my car is in the shop or something, I need a ride to the store, to whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got me, and you got my back. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, well, damn.
From your potential booze, what you saying? Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, even if you guys are just friends,
right? Shit,
you know,
you won't be there.
Even if y'all don't have, even if there's no intimate, even if there's no intimate intent, or even if the intimacy hasn't been developed yet, whatever it is, it might be just your homeboy, or like a homeboy that you may find attractive, or
never thought of like that.
I never thought of like that, but because
it's called the Superman complex.
Yeah,
Superman complex.
He come through, he saved me. Save up, I didn't save up.
I'm telling you, that's exactly. You know, and sometimes that can get your pussy too.
With his cake, you be like, woo. That's how my ex got me.
See?
And that's how my ex got me, because like I needed a ride somewhere. Because I didn't have a car at that time, and I always have a car, so this is so fucking weird for me. But I was without a car, and I was like, this is so, and I felt embarrassed because I always have a car, and I didn't have a car, but I needed to get to this event. I was going to go regardless. I was going to take the bus, take a cab. I didn't give a fuck. I was going. So I texted him, called him, whatever. I was like, can you take me to this, whatever. And I called him. And this before we started dating, fucking anything. And he was like, well, I have plans, whatever, let me call you back. And I was like, fuck, that's a no. So I was like, whatever. I just put it off and didn't think about it. And then he called back like 20, 30 minutes later. He was like, okay, are you ready? I was like, oh, shit, yeah. So I got ready, whatever. And he dropped me off. And I was like, and he's like, do you need me to come get you? I was like, nah, I'll get home. I will get my ass home. Don't get it twisted. I know how I'm getting home. And you know what I'm saying? And another nigga came to pick my ass up.
Use their second car.
And I had another nigga to come pick me up. Don't get it twisted, because I already had a ride home.
I need a ride there.
I need a ride there.
Well, that's super nice. Yeah.
But you know, and that's what got me. That right there showed me that I was like, well, damn, I guess he has some kind of compassion, and even though thoughtfulness,
right?
Even though he had plans, that was a lie. I made a movie about it, so yeah, I made a movie. It was all part of his.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Concert.
Thank you very much.
I see you and Blake doing some things.
Yes.
Was that the movie?
That's the film. It's Rise from the Ashes.
Rise from the Ashes.
Rise from the Ashes.
Yeah.
It's a short film. It's like 15 minutes, but the full version. How do you say it? Full feature. That's the word I was looking for. The full feature is still being written. I still have to finish the full feature, but it'll be like a color purple for the 2020 year, because it's going to go from, you see how the color purple goes from different from the
Ages and
beginning,
stages.
different ages and stages. That's how Rise from the Ashes is gonna go. Different ages to stages. It's gonna go from the beginning to the end of my situation with my ex-husband and how I met him through abusive, whatever. So it was, but we did a
So
short.
you actually shedding light on your actual situation.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I'm not ashamed. They're like, you guys you're so strong for doing. You're so brave. No, fuck, I was mad. I did it out of anger. I was so mad.
Hey, but you know what? That's like therapeutic for you to get that off your chest,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. And we got mad nominations all over the globe. I mean, no awards yet, but we got mad nominations.
Nominated.
So nominated
Right.
all over the globe.
Nominated.
Literally, we got nominated in
Right?
Nigeria. We
Motherfuckers
got
didn't get
nominated.
nominated for prom queen, but they nominated.
But they
and shit.
nominated
Right?
in Toronto.
That's
Nominated.
big.
Yeah, we got nominated. You know what I'm saying? And Blake, he actually played my ex-husband, and he did the accent. And oh my god, we did a scene. We did a fucking scene. Actually, all of our scenes were so real because he's such a animated character, and he gets into the character so well that he almost reminded me of my ex, and I was literally mad. So me acting out the scenes with him, I wasn't acting. I was pissed.
Those emotions was coming from a real place.
Those are real places. Those are real emotions. We had a scene, and I lost it, and it worked out good for the scene because I was actually mad. So I wasn't acting at all. I wasn't acting at all.
But to a viewer looking at it who don't know,
they would think I was acting.
that you was acting.
Yeah, and I got nominated for the best actor as well from probably that scene itself because I was just I played the character so well but he made me feel so mad. So you guys can check it out. It's called Rise from the Ashes. You can Google it, risefromtheashesmovie.com or whatever. It's on YouTube all over the place and stuff. I don't want to get into myself like that, but narcissistic abuse is real. You guys, psychological abuse is fucking real. People can abuse you emotionally, psychologically, and all abuse isn't physical. That's like my tagline. Because all abuse does not physically hurt you. It can fucking scar you internally. And I got another quote from, I think it was Dexter, the show on Netflix, the serial killer who kills other serial killers.
Dude, I've seen the previews for that shit.
This shit is dope. Watch this shit. He's a serial killer who kills other serial killers. But anyway, that's a whole nother. And a cop. But at the same time, he says something like some experiences are so big that they can change your DNA, and that's kind of where I am. I'm so just out, did a whole 180. So
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, straight up on that shit. And if y'all want to know about it, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We got it.
Someone said abuse is abuse. Scoring you.
How do you say her name?
Antoinette.
See? I like that name.
It was got Chuck watching.
Abuse is bad.
Hey.
No, any kind of
Chuck
abuse
Wallaby.
is bad.
Thank you guys.
Chuck
Wallabies. Antoinette, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Ebony Harmon sure is. Ebony, are you Liberian? I'm just curious because Harmon is a Liberian last name. I'm just not Liberian, but it's because Liberia is a country in Africa that the only country in Africa that America colonized. So they have a lot of American last names. So I was just kind of curious. Put that in there. Let me know what you think. I'm just curious. Because I used to date a Harmon, and he was Liberian. And that nigga was, shit. God damn.
She had a thought.
That motherfucker, goddamn.
Okay.
She said, I reconnect.
He had bone legs and everything.
She had a moment.
She's like, oh my god, that's my family member. Don't.
Oh
my God.
Okay.
It's
Getting real behind this table.
All right, what we got? We almost done, y'all. Y'all want to do there's a couple random thoughts. Y'all want to bring up some of the random thoughts before we go into these two right here.
So
you want to go first?
Yeah. So random thought.
Yes.
Doesn't make you better. Let it go.
Yes.
L-I-G it. Throw it out. Benito.
Yeah.
Gone.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes you because sometimes abuse and sometimes some shit is so toxic and so addictive that it's hard to let go. It's almost like a drug where you get used to the toxicity and that shit. So you bounce back and forth, and when you get away from it, you like going through withdrawal. Like fuck, I need it again. Because it's weird. I don't know how to. Love is a drug.
It is.
It really is.
A hell of a drug.
It is.
Okay, a hell of a drug. Who the fuck said that?
Words of Rick James.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Dang, bitch!
I do know. You
Got
gotta put
some
some
more
respect on
comments.
it.
Yes, we do.
But
gotta-
yes, it was cocaine.
Yeah, it was cocaine.
And,
What'd she say?
Antoinette said, "You're
Oh.
strong and you're welcome. Thank you."
Thank you.
And Ebony said, "No, I've actually always wondered about my last name. I haven't met any Harmons I was related to." Kawana, hey boo. She said, "People only do what you allow. If someone hits you because they don't believe you'll defend yourself."
Yeah.
Facts.
Or you don't have anyone to predict.
Right?
Protect you.
And then can't wait to finally do an ancestry DNA test.
Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
do it. Find out what you are, baby girl. You never know.
I just did that too.
And then Antoinette left. It's called control.
Right on. Yeah, you know, yeah, my ex. That's why he kind of backed off from the physical shit. He would try from a distance to hurt me, like throwing shit, but he would not come in my face because he knew that I mean, not that I'm stronger or bigger or better or whatever, but he'd know that I have a screw missing.
You're more ruthless.
So if you have a screw missing, so if
I
you
think everybody
fucking put your
Snap.
hands on me,
You snap.
like I don't take kindly to that shit. I'm not a punching bag.
Definitely
yes.
not. Definitely not. I think especially, I don't know, especially being a woman.
Thank you.
A man knows their strength. So you like I was saying, going back, you know what you're doing. You know you're stronger than a woman. So for you to basically try to hurt this woman, knowing you're bigger than or stronger than them, like, come on, bro.
Yep.
Come on, like.
Yep.
All right, last random thought. Do not believe the things you tell yourself when you're sad and alone.
Right on.
I would definitely.
When I saw that boy,
Yeah.
I
It's
saw
not
that.
real. It's shit you made up in your own head.
Yeah, I saw that and it woke me up right away, straight up. I was like, damn, you're right. I think I got it from, I don't know wherever, but I got it from somewhere.
I like
But you
that.
got it.
But I got it.
Yeah, but you
And I'm
got it.
like, damn, I guess it, yes. Because I was telling, you know, when you're sad and lonely and depressed and all kind of shit, you tell you know, whatever, you've been there. We all been there. We human, right?
Yeah.
So, Amber Wax, just tuning in. Hey, love.
Hi, boo.
Thanks for the love. Thanks for tuning
My
in.
boo.
You called in right on time.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's almost that time. Right?
It's almost that time, y'all. We got so much shit to talk about.
I know.
Do we want to keep going? Can we? You want to holler
We
at?
keep going a little
You want
bit.
to holler at Boo just to find out? Just ask him, huh? Alright, that's- Can we keep going?
Let's go.
Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah.
Right?
Amber Wax, what she said?
Angel
I like
with
these
that
random
girl,
thoughts.
makeup on. Oh,
Thank
thank you,
you.
boo.
She don't have to do my shit one day.
No, I got y'all.
I'm so fucking lazy with the
Whatever.
makeup. I don't have time for that shit, man. Fuck.
Like I'm
Fuck. Like
raw
Brandy.
posing this shit over here. I'm like, oh.
For
Wow.
all who knows.
You said-
FAWK.
For all who knows.
I think this is important to say.
For all who knows.
Your mom said, "Always love the skin you're in. Period. Love yourself." That should be. That's yeah.
And that
Always
could
important.
take time because it took me a minute. I'm like 5'10", so it took me a long time to grow into loving my height. You know what I'm
You had
saying?
a
So-
complex about your
of course I did because I got teased. You know what I'm saying? When you get teased and you know bombarded about your height and always people making fun of you and shit, like it can lower your self confidence. It took me a long time to be able to just embrace my height. Fuck it, if you don't. And that's why I don't fuck with short niggas. I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. No, straight up, no. Seriously. No.
No
I'm
offense
not.
to
No
our
offense.
short
I'm just
viewers.
kidding. Ha ha ha. It was a joke.
We love short viewers.
But it took a minute for me to grow into my height.
Short.
Hey, was that Nair Love Short Shorts? Yeah. Thank you, Miss Antoinette. Miss Antoinette. Can I call you Miss Antoinette? Antoinette?
Bring your mama on the show. We about to have your mama on the show.
Yeah, we
Yes.
gotta have your mom on the show. So,
I like
Alright.
these random thoughts.
you like the random thoughts?
Those
Do you
are
wanna
funny.
write out to somebody random thoughts, or do you just wanna just go into topics? Because there's like
It's up to you.
there's one
There's one
more topic
and two, random,
and
or
two
one-
randoms.
Okay.
And then there's another thought here. It's not. It's a thought, but that's a topic, so we can save that
that's-
for later because it's a big, deep,
That is
long
a big
one.
one. Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it up, especially since we had a man on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's,
you know
talk
what
about
I'm saying?
it. Let's talk about it.
What do you
could
think?
do
What
it,
do you think
then
about
let's
this
do
one?
it that one. I
This
say
one
that
where it
would
says,
be a
can
good
a
one.
woman raise a boy to be a man?
Yeah, or should we go into something? Because I mean, we can
No.
make it fun and go sexual. We could whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I saw K Michelle shit, huh? I think so.
Okay, topic,
we
you guys.
usually don't have a
Can you say
choice.
the topic? Yeah, exactly.
I
Let's
think so, and I can
mention
tell
the
you
topic
why,
so you
but-
guys can know.
Can a woman raise a boy to be a man? Usually we have to. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think that when a man is with someone and he's not of that caliber, or he hasn't reached that certain level of maturity, I think a woman can make a man up the bar. You know,
And
I'm not
also
gonna say that's
relationship-
her raising him from being a boy.
Well,
to a
relationship.
man.
Well, okay, let's rephrase it. Relationship wise, also, but as far as a mother, like so both, I guess, ends of the spectrum. A young man who is getting into a relationship, or a boy who is being raised by his mother.
That's
So
what I
you
thought it
can.
meant. A mother
Because
raising a son.
I thought
Oh,
it doesn't
okay,
matter.
okay.
'Cause
I
I thought about it your
I
way at
damn sure ain't
first.
raising no boy.
I'm not raising. I'm not as a woman.
Like K. Michelle.
not as
That's
a-
why you
That's
said
why I
that.
said
Oh,
on
you
some K.
can't.
Michelle shit. That's why I was like, is that what you talking about?
I
I
thought
was
you meant
well.
mom.
I mean, there's
Like
the
you
thing.
like
You
my
can take it
son.
how
You're
you
raising
Well-
him.
my boys, but I didn't raise them by myself. I have their father. You know,
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
have a dad, so, and you know,
Your mama raised you.
my mom raised me.
Oh shit! So a woman
I did,
can
I
raise a
said-
man.
Yeah,
I
I
know
mean,
that's-
yeah, like I mean, look at Tupac's
I know
mom
that's
or
right.
anybody's
Yeah,
mom. Who
I
you know,
say most-
Nipsey's mom.
A
You
lot
know,
of
his
times
dad wasn't
people
around.
raise
Like every,
them. Yes.
Yeah.
and I feel like as a boy growing to be a man, I mean, like from my perspective, I had to make some mistakes.
Yep.
And I
On
had to
your
learn
own.
from my mistakes.
Yep.
And I had to learn to be a man on my own. I mean, there's only certain things that my mom could teach me. as a
Right.
woman.
Of course.
You know, and then other than that, all of it is trial and error.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Did you ever have any male figures to like ask guidance from, or even if it was your homies or whatever, like, or anybody like, I don't know,
yeah,
that your mom may have put you in touch with to help you kind of grow?
you
As a
know,
man?
my mom had male friends, and there were some influences
Okay.
from those friends, and my grandfather,
Yep.
and
Nice.
you know, I had a few uncles, cousins, and their influences were not always good,
Mm-hmm.
but I took those influences that I, you know, and learned from them. So
Even
yeah,
the bad ones.
even the bad ones.
Because
You
you
know,
took
you can
the
look
bad
at
ones.
you can look at some bad things and say, you know what, I don't want
I
to
don't
I
wanna
don't
do
want to do
that.
that. And I grew up seeing a lot of abuse
Yeah.
towards women. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So a lot of that type of stuff is like, man, I don't want to be like that. Or
Damn, and
I
you
seen
know-
I grew up seeing a lot of drug dealing and a lot of all kind of
Shit.
different stuff.
That's
So-
crazy. You had pee.
You got it.
And that's crazy because a lot of people that grow up, a lot of men, I would say this, well, I don't know if it's a black or white or any cultural traditional type of thing. I don't know if this is across the board or whatever, but a lot of men who grow up experiencing abuse or seeing abuse tend to act it out just because that's, you know, you learn from experience. You don't know any better. That's all you know. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
it's not
right,
necessarily
right.
your fault all the way. You know what I'm
It's like a
saying?
product
You
of
know,
your
it's a
environment.
product of your environment, but you should still be man enough to whatever.
You gotta
But
break
You still
the
got
cycle.
you
gotta break the
you
cycle.
gotta, like
We
she
hope.
said, you got to break the
Exactly.
cycle. You still have to be able to take some ownership.
thank
for
you,
what
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So I agree and disagree at the
It's
same
me too.
time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm 50-50. So
Pros
yeah,
and cons.
pros and cons. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to break the cycle. I feel like if you repeat it, then you're no longer then the same thing that used to make you sad. Back then, you became that.
Thank you.
So if you don't break it, then what is that? Like you look in the mirror, like I can't stand my dad. I hate this person. Look what you're becoming. So
But
look
you
at
know, but
yourself in the
it's
mirror.
also, but I'm not trying to be devil's advocate here, but I also want to make sure to pour in some empathy to those people who had to suffer through that, through those trying times, and through the abuse itself, or either witnessing the abuse itself. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm not trying to give it any justification. I'm just trying to have. I'm into like behavioral science or behavioral personalities and stuff, and what makes you this way and stuff. Not to give you justification for what you do, but to understand why you're that way. And I'm not. It's not that I care like that. I don't. It's not fair that you push this shit off on other people. But at the same time, there's something within you that you haven't formed within yourself to make those changes. Because
Right.
some people need, I mean, if you don't have the right type of guidance, the right type of help, the right type of acknowledgement within yourself, if you haven't even noticed like that's a problem, then you will never see it as a problem.
Right.
Or if you feel it's wrong, but that's all you know. I'm not saying it's right at all.
It's
I'm not, because I mean, but for some people I think some people can change after being in that type of situation.
They could change.
But there's a lot that can't, and for those people, they don't count. But for those that can change and shit, you know what I'm saying, because they do have some kind of compassion within them, and they do have some standards and some morals.
Yeah.
You know, but some people need a lot of help before they can actually break the cycle.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like if you do have the correct guidance, like with my situation, like I grew up like I've been through things like I've been through shit. So like I grew up like I need to break the cycle. I want to be this humble person. I don't want to be angry. So I have to break the cycle. So I'd always tell myself as a young girl, like when I grow up, I'm gonna be the opposite of that.
Yep.
I'm gonna make sure when my baby's growing up, like around me, I'll make sure she doesn't have to go through things I went through.
Yep.
And that's just you trying to break the cycle at a younger age. So when you do become that age, you're like, I will make sure my baby is straight. So I would say it takes guidance, because if I didn't have the guidance that I have now, I probably would be out on the streets. I probably would be like gone. I wouldn't be here today.
Who's your
with y'all.
guidance? Your
My
grandmother.
grandparents.
Yep. Your grandparents.
My nana and papa, they're not even my blood, but they adopted me when I was like 3 days old. So like, if it wasn't for them, I would be so far gone.
Right,
So
right.
I think that guidance will help you get through what you need to overcome.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's dope.
And that's what
That's beautiful.
FAWK is, for all we know. It's all about creating change. That's it. Just creating change.
Yeah, creating
So,
change, and it's for
Being
some
aware.
being aware. And some people are so stuck in the conditioning, just like slaves, for example. You give it, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you give one slave the chance for freedom and he'll stay. You give one slave a chance for freedom and he's gonna leave. I mean, it just depends on where they are mentally and how much detriment, how much impact it's had on their heart, on their soul, on their mental, to where are they even willing to make those, to even see the growth or to see that there's a possibility. And some people haven't made that, and for those people, yes, they need help. And for those that are unhelpable, there's no help for you. But for those that have, because I think some people actually do care. I think some people who have been in, you can have a woman beater, you know what I'm saying, a wife beater or whatever, or an abuser,
Or
you know what I'm saying,
beater.
or a husband beater, you know what I'm saying, a husband, a female, right, or a female who's like verbally or physically, I don't want to say physically, I don't know, verbally abusive to her husband or to her guy or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and because that's what she's used to or that's what he's used to, and if that's all they've ever known, then trying to change is like, it's like going through withdrawal. It's like I said, like we said earlier about how love is a drug and how certain things, when you're dealing with certain situations that are so toxic, you get accustomed to the toxicity, and that's all you know, and backing away from it is like going through withdrawal. You need it again. You have to have it. It's weird. I can't explain it.
Once you
Right.
realize love can be a disease, or if it is that bad love, you'll put yourself in rehab and you'll love again.
Yes.
It's just sometimes there's that bad drug of a love that you're addicted to.
Yeah.
But once you find out like this is a disease, you'll put yourself in rehabilitation. You're like, I gotta get through. And
Exactly.
you'll find your breakthrough.
Exactly.
You'll get through.
And everybody ain't, but everybody don't have that strength. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that strength. But I mean, for those who do, whatever. But I'm just saying, so. But can a woman raise a boy to be a man? I have 4 boys, so. But they have, they got their dads. So I mean, I didn't do it by myself. I mean, except for one. I mean, I do have one son who doesn't have a father. But I had an ex-husband, and before him there was another big, quote unquote, like good, male role that helped curve him. So I had help. So I didn't raise my boys by myself.
So do you think, from your perspective, do you think a woman can raise a boy to be a man?
I think so, but I think she has to have some positive male influence in her circle to be able, not necessarily.
I mean, well, let's take Jay-Z. His dad was never around.
But did he have any male role models?
Who?
I don't know. It could've been
His
anybody.
story was that he had a drug dealer. He was raised around a bunch of drug dealers. He turned rap.
Was there one? I'm not saying
Now
you have to.
billionaire. So-
We've had to raise men.
Right? I feel
Yeah, I mean,
With or without strong
Right, I
male
feel
without
influence.
any
We've had
influences
to.
around. I mean,
Well, I'm
Right.
just saying. I mean,
I think that it
Yeah.
all boils down to individual.
it
You know,
does.
You can instill good things in people when they still do bad things, no matter if you have a 2-parent household or
Ain't
a
that
1-parent
true?
household.
And some people have that chromosome or that screw missing where you can't. There's no getting through anyway. What were you about to say?
I feel like you have to, especially if you're a mom and there's no one else around. Like, my best friend, like, even though she has 3 girls, she took care of her brother because her mom was murdered. So, I'm like, I feel like if you have to, like, she took care of her brother, like, you have to kind of help raise them. So, it depends. If there's no one else around, if you have no family, you have to grow and raise your boy. So
I mean,
like,
I think my mom did the best that she could do. I mean, I'm educated. I've never been to jail. I don't have any felonies.
Awesome. That's
I think she. I think
But
she
it's
did.
hard work. You know how
That's
to
hard
take
that
that
is?
stigma off of us, huh?
And a
Right,
lot
right,
of
your
right.
mom
and I appreciate
She's
that. I'm glad you
commenting.
said that. Yes, she did.
she
Take that
said,
stigma
raising a
off.
man-child, meaning a child to a man, isn't easy. A lot of work. I always told my son, be the best you can be, because it's not a black man world. It's a white man's world and a black
Hello.
man's world. Yes, you can. It takes a lot of work. I also work 2 jobs.
Huh.
It's a lot.
She said I
It's
did a
just
damn
different-
good job.
It's just a different type
I
of
know
did.
you. Yes, she did.
You did a very
Any
good job.
mama
Kendra
that's
Jasmine,
going
good
through,
job.
you do a wonderful job.
Yes, she did.
And I know, like, a lot of times as parents, we think what we do as work is, like, not enough. Your work is enough. Like, you're working hard.
And what
So
did
don't ever think it's
Ebony said, a single mom of 17 years old, young man trying to point positive male figures for him to model. And then I can't go further because for some reason my phone doesn't let me go past the Seymour section. I don't know why, but Ebony Harmon, and she has
Awesome.
a 17-year-old son. Me too. Well, 18. Yeah. I mean, I get
found
it. I mean, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to be funny. There's no. I got 4 boys, so there's no pun in this comment. I'm not trying to be funny at all, but a lot of women have the idea that, you know, when you raise a boy to be a man, they forget certain things, and that's not because they don't care. It's because they're a woman. You know what I'm saying? And because, like, for example, I'm painting my nails. My son is like, I'm gonna paint my nails too. You know what I'm saying? So the woman, you know, the mom, she'll give her, you know, for example,
wouldn't. I'd be like,
I'm
no.
just saying there are certain women.
No.
I'm just saying there are certain women who will, like, you know, let the boy take the brush and the curl. For me, when my son, when I'm doing something feminine and he wants to do it too, I give him something masculine to play with that is equivalent. You know what I'm saying? That way he can still be involved in what I'm doing, but he still has that masculinity in it. And that's, but I can't say that it's. I'm not saying
okay
it's.
to say no. This is for girls.
Yeah.
And that's what I
agree.
do. And that's what I do. And a lot of women don't. They don't know.
You have to give them a
think
hard
that-
time.
I don't want to go. I don't really want to go into that, but I think doing that can promote some other things.
Exactly.
And you kind of, I mean, you
That's what
probably
I'm
Even
wouldn't
the
want
trade off,
that.
there is no. It's sometimes this is mommy, this is girl.
Exactly.
You don't have to do anything.
And that's what I tell him. And that's what I
You know,
tell him because he's a boy. And to all my boys, the same thing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But with
right,
him,
right.
I'm, you know, he wanted
You
to
have to be.
do the same thing, paint my nails, or, you know, paint his nails, you know, do whatever I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, in a feminine way, you know what I'm saying. He even took one of my bras one day. I took a picture. That shit was so fucking funny. He took one of my bras. I was like, oh my God. And I laughed because it was, I mean, you have to laugh. That shit was funny. I'm sorry. That shit was hilarious. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, no, baby, that's for women. Honey, you know what I'm saying?
How
I
old is
said, he's 5.
Okay,
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
5. You know, I ain't gonna front. Like when I was little like that, I used to grab my mom's shoes and do little certain things like that. But once you get to a certain age, when you know that that's not all right, then it's just not all right. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And you do the fine line of this is for girls.
Girls. And
There
that's
is,
what I
and there
did.
is
And
no
you have-
but.
and-
There
and-
is no other conversation. It's this is for girls. Period.
Period.
And that's what I do.
I agree.
And that's what I do. And I'm saying a
And
lot of
then
women
he'll
don't
learn
do
that. And
And a
then
lot
he'll
of
say, "Oh, you're right. That's mommy stuff."
Well,
That's
see, a
for
lot of
mommy."
single
Yeah, yeah,
female
yeah, yeah.
parents of boys, they don't necessarily do that. Not
He'll
because they
come with a
don't.
hammer, like, "Mommy, I'm nailing this
Well,
nail."
not because
While
they
you
don't
fix your
care,
nails.
but
like, "Mommy,
they
I'm gonna fix this while you
Well,
do your
women are
nails."
so sensitive that they don't notice that
Oh, yeah.
they're
they notice.
well, no, I'm not saying
Sorry,
no.
I'm sorry.
Women are so sensitive that they don't really recognize that it's causing harm to their boys
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
I
let
guess.
them do feminine things.
And,
And I'm not saying-
this is
I
a
agree.
conversation I have with my son's mom because she's
Yes.
kind of she's like how you are, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that's not all right.
Right.
You know
And
what
so
I
I think
mean?
sometimes
So-
we coddle. I think coddling can
Or
because as a,
overcompensating, or
Right,
trying
right.
to, you know,
That's
fill a
what we-
gap that's not there, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't have a father around.
so it
and
may
he-
not be feminine things, but it's just feminine ways that we will, you know, harm our boys.
Right.
You know, like
Later,
we
and they
can't
don't
love
know it.
on them so much.
Yep.
They have to get that knocked
Tough
down
love.
and be like, you know,
See,
get up,
and-
little
and
little
that's-
ninja.
I think that this day and I think in this time that we live in is just it's different than when I was
Yes,
growing up.
it's a lot different.
You know, and
It's more free, it's more open.
I think
and it's not okay.
It's
It's more geared.
it's kind of. I mean, there's entitlement with the kids. There's more pampering going on. And we just
Ooh,
live with
the
that.
pampering.
Sex-
That's not. Oh shit! Wait, what we got?
homosexuality
What we
is
got?
okay.
what
Angel,
about
hold up.
like the nail thing thing. I think for a while, my daughter likes superheroes.
Yeah.
A lot of times she's like, well, they only have superhero stuff for boys.
For boys.
So I bought her a pajama pants suit in the boys section. I'm like, it's not for boys.
Yeah.
Girls can play with trucks. Like,
well, they have the Kia from Black Panther. They have all of the female Wonder Woman shit. You know what I'm saying? They can.
This is a deep conversation for the last 5 minutes.
It is. I'm sorry.
That's why I said I want.
That's why I asked. We could have into sex all day.
She's into superheroes. It's like, how come we don't make superhero outfits
we don't
for
do
girls?
that to our girls though. We don't say, "Oh, that's too boyish." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
because
we
a
say
girl
that's
can be
too girlish.
a girl can shit.
Because back in the day, girls didn't want to become boys. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is no
I
offense
did. I
to
wanted
what
to be
is
a boy.
happening. I mean, but there were those ones that our mothers used to say, "No, you can't spend the night at her house."
Mm-hmm.
But
she
for the
gonna rape
most
you.
part, society has changed. It's changed. And it's nothing wrong with it. We're more accepting of things that for children we didn't have to worry about back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It was not, and if you was that special one, everybody was trying to change it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a different feel.
Shit.
Now there's I think he's like 6 years old or something, and he's like the youngest person that's transitioned into.
Was he raised by a woman?
Where he's a girl.
Was he raised by a woman?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
That's what I'm
think it's a husband
saying.
and wife, but I don't even know about that part.
But
what
see,
I'm saying is,
the man
there
is
was
too damn
nobody
feminine. He was
saying
raised by
I
a woman,
identify
too.
as a
We gotta
girl
go.
in the 80s.
We
But
got
anyway,
3 minutes, y'all.
So
Last joke. We got a joke. We got a joke.
Let's
All
do a
right,
joke.
check it out. Let's end this with a joke. This shit's funny as fuck. Okay, if you die today, who would be allowed to unlock your phone? Answer that in the comments right now. I got
Nobody.
somebody.
Nobody.
I got somebody.
Nobody.
Y'all ain't got nobody?
Why you need to open
care.
my phone?
My sister. My sister.
My mama probably.
My sister. My sister. My mom. My sister and my mom.
I
Hell,
guess
you
so.
do. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were talking about significant others.
No, we ain't talking about significant. We talking about family members, people
Nah.
you trust, people close to y'all. Hell, even Chris can unlock my damn phone. Shit,
I'm
because
like, ain't
Chris
nobody really
can
has
reach-
nothing in my phone. You might find a couple of pictures, but
Well, I would
nothing
love.
I've sent out.
Your husband, he can go through the
Nah, there's some
phone,
stuff.
anybody.
I still gotta
Yeah.
clean some stuff
Some
up.
I don't
personal
have shit
stuff
to
that
clean.
Don't go
nobody
through my
ever seen.
pictures, huh?
You know.
Well, that falling to the wrong person.
What we
You
we
know,
got? Hold on, wait. We
that
got
no
some
one has
comments.
seen.
Wait a minute. Nobody. Ah!
Hey, keep in your key sweat voice.
Nobody.
And then Amber said my ma'am. Kendra Jasmine said my mom and my sister. Your
said
mom
my
said
man.
son, mom, husband.
Husband.
My best friend said my
Oldest
oldest daughter. And your mom said nothing to hide. You ain't got
And-
no pictures, mama.
What we
It's
got?
just personal. I think that's what it is. It's not. I mean, I
Hey, shit,
I'm open.
I'm open fucking book.
But I've never sent out-
I got a lot of
There's nothing
selfies.
personal about me.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
tell
selfies.
everybody everything. I don't have nothing personal
I would be
because
more
for
afraid
me,
about my pictures. Just don't go
There's
through my
no
pictures.
pictures that you don't
nah,
want.
You don't do no pictures.
Fuck
of
no.
girl.
We delete
You
those.
ain't living.
I never take them.
It's not just
I don't
send out.
do.
It's- I have a whole.
I don't take them. I just
like,
don't. I just.
category
I'm not.
of
That's not
myself.
my thing. I just.
But
You know that's not my thing.
Right? That's
Oh,
why
I just said I'm not
She's
supposed
like,
to.
nah,
I'm
my
a
pictures.
different-
I be telling people like,
getting
just
my
keep on this.
I am a love admirer.
Go right.
Okay,
I'm
Don't
a
know.
different
freak.
freak.
Like,
I'm a
stay
self
right
I am
there.
a freak, but I don't
It's
do.
when
I don't
get in
like
a
proof of
relationship,
being
I
a
can
freak.
have it
That's
already
my thing.
set up.
I like to be subtle in my freakiness. I am
So
a
you
private
discreet.
freak.
You discreet
I'm a
with that.
discreet freak. How
I'm
about that?
discreet. Don't nobody have these
Discreet,
photos.
like a
I like to
motherfucker.
look at them.
We got the road.
Like, let me scroll.
There we go. We good.
All right.
All right, y'all.
guys.
Thank y'all for
But
tuning
we
in.
have
Y'all,
to
God bless you.
go.
Good night. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Gracie Phoenix.
And I'm Honey Dip.
I'm Candace.
I'm Brandon B-Boy Comedy.
You got ways for people to
In the
reach you. How can they reach you? How can they?
Facebook, Brandon Comedy. Instagram, B-Boy Comedy.
And your Facebook is full of 5,000 friends, huh? So you done. So
Yeah,
people gotta
yeah.
follow you now.
You gotta follow.
Yeah, you can't
Ain't
just
no friendships
ain't
yet.
no requesting friendship on
He
Facebook.
like that. He got it like that.
He got it like that. So yeah, make sure QV Media Network's in the house. That's who put together the whole production. We want to thank
Yes.
Brandon Comedy for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
Absolutely.
Wide
DIA,
Awake.
Thanks for having
Wide
me.
Awakes in the house.
Wide
DIA
Awake.
Studios. You know what I'm saying? And you know we'll
straight at ya.
coming straight at you. We got a couple shit we didn't touch this week, but we gonna get there next week.
Right? We
Hey.
get
Come
so
back again.
excited.
You gotta
Absolutely.
come back next week. We have
be
so
back.
much shit to cover, y'all. We didn't get there yet. So
Yes.
See y'all next week.
we'll see y'all next week. He gonna come back again next week.
Same bat time.
Just
Same
saying,
bat channel.
7 o'clock. Thank y'all for coming on. God bless you. Good night.
Right? Thank you.
That's what that means.
Good night.
Peace.